Hello and welcome to A Little Less Lisa. If you're new here, my name is Lisa and I am currently on a weight loss health journey. My ultimate goal here is just to really improve the quality of my life through my health so that I can live, as long as I can in the healthiest and feeling good manner that I can. That made absolutely no sense. But anyway, so if that's something that you're interested, I would love to, have you join us here. Click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when I upload videos. Like I said, right now I am focused on a more of a weight loss portion of that, although I am now really moving into maintenance and now really trying to focus more on body composition and increasing my muscle mass as I hopefully reduce my subcutaneous fat levels. So not really looking to lose any more weight necessarily, but really just trying to, like I said, sort of shift the body composition that I have. For those of you, again, who are new, I did recently do a DEXA scan, so I will leave that video up in the cards for you if you haven't seen it. But it is the gold standard in determining body composition as well as your bone density, which is great, especially for us women who are in the middle of our lives and, worried about osteoporosis and things like that. And it's really, really important to make sure that your bones are healthy as well. So from that DEXA scan, I found that despite being, at a pretty good weight for my height, my body composition is still not where I would like it to be. So that's kind of where I'm really focused. But like I said, up until now, I was basically on a weight loss journey, and that's kind of how I'm moving forward. So if you want to know how last week went, this is my weekly update. Stay tuned and we'll get into it. So I just completed week 19 of this journey. Again, for those of you who may be new, I have lost my weight through diet, exercise, and the use of a GLP-1 medication. I do take compounded TIRZEPATIDE. I get mine through the telehealth company Join Fridays. I am an advocate for Join Fridays, so if using a telehealth company is something that you are interested in, I would highly recommend them. There's always a code in the description box like I said, if you're interested in joining. This is a great month to join if you are thinking about it, because they are running an amazing special right now, which is 50% off your first month. So like I said, if you're interested in whether it be compound or name brand drug, they are able to prescribe both of those. So check them out if you're interested. Last week, I was able to meet with my provider who decided to, through maintenance, to have me move down to the 2.5 milligram dose. So last week, when I did my video, I told you that I had taken my last dose of 5 milligrams. So the information that I'm going to give you as far as loss and data, that kind of thing, is based on my last dose of 5 milligrams. So yesterday, which is when my weigh-in day and my shot day is, I took 2.5 milligrams again. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see if my hunger increases at all, if I hear some of the food noise again. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous. We'll see. I actually almost forgot to take my shot yesterday. So I took it very, very late at night, like around almost midnight last night. So not quite sure if it's like fully in my system. Yeah, it's really interesting. Let me know in the comments below if you guys are on one of the GLP-1 medications. But, some people I hear, they give themselves a shot and they feel it within an hour. And then some people say it takes them a day or two for it. I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like every single person's experience on this medication is different. It's like a snowflake, right? There's no two that are the same, and no two people experience the same thing or have the exact same journey. So anyway, like I said, took my last dose of 5 milligrams to start off my week 19. I did take that in my left stomach. I got just a tiny, like a very, very faint red spot this time, nothing like I had been getting in the past. So that was good. I was happy about that because it does get a little itchy sometimes when you get those red spots. So I was happy, like I said, about that. The week went, I thought it went well. And then I went back through my Lose It app to break down my, the kind of the goals I have, which I realized last week that I didn't establish any goals for this week that we just finished, which was bad on me. And maybe that was my problem because I really did not do a good job. So let's go through that now, actually. So for the past few weeks, I've really been trying to focus on getting more calories in because I knew, I was moving into maintenance. Yes, I wanted to lose a few extra pounds to kind of give me some buffer, but I really do want that to slow down. So I was really trying to focus on increasing my calories because I haven't been great about calories, and I would not recommend, doing what I did, what's that adage, do as I do, not as I say kind of thing. In this specific instance, don't do as I do, okay? I definitely did not do a good job of eating enough calories through my journey, and frankly, I think I lost weight a little too fast, which is probably why I am experiencing so much hair loss now. But anyway, I digress. So I really wanted to focus on, like I said, increasing calories, getting at least a minimum of 80 grams of protein, but really shooting more for the higher end of my range in my Lose It app, which is 108, and then exercising 3 to 4 times a week, focusing on strength training. So the good news is I succeeded in my exercise goal again. I did 3 days of strength training, and then I did 1 Pilates class again. I'll talk about that in a second. But here's where I stumbled. So on great, so I categorize it as I did great in either my protein or calories, I did good in those two, or I did not so good. So for great, I had 2 days of protein that were great. So 2 days where either I was like very close to 108 or even over 108. I had 3 good days of protein, which generally means I'm 80 to maybe 90 grams of protein. And then I had 2 days of not so great protein, which is very, very unusual for me. It is very unusual for me not to hit that 80 gram mark. And so the fact that I had 2 days out of the 7 where I didn't even hit 80 was a little surprising to me, to be very honest with you. On calories, it was worse. So I had only 1 great day of calories, and that I categorize as like anything over 1,100 calories. I had 2 good days, so those were probably in the 1,000 to 1,100 range. And then I had 4 not good days, which at this point in my journey, I really cannot have those kind of days. So I really, really want to focus on my calories this coming week. And I'll talk about goals at the end, but I really have to say that was something that really disappointed me when I looked back at my Lose It app. So that's kind of how the week went. As far as, whether I had any side effects or feelings. Maybe I had 1 day where my stomach was not great. I was kind of nauseous. But otherwise it was kind of my normal thing. I take Mag 07 every night so that I don't suffer from constipation, and that generally seems to do the trick. I did have a couple days, I think, where I didn't go actually, and so I did add Miralax into my actually I'm drinking it right now, my clear liquid protein, which is basically just like flavored water. I use the brand Seek. I think it's amazing. I think I have it linked in my description box. I might not have it as a permanent link, so I'll try to remember to add that, but I highly, highly recommend that. If you are having trouble getting all of your protein in, and sometimes just a regular kind of protein shake or drink is kind of a little much, like it sits heavy on your stomach, this I think is amazing. My two favorite flavors, and by the way, this is not sponsored or anything. My two favorite flavors are the blue raspberry and the mango pineapple. The mango pineapple is what I'm drinking today, and I liked the fruit punch, and I liked the, I'm trying to remember what the other one was that I liked. There was one that I didn't really like so much. There were 5 flavors that I tried, but anyway, like I said, I added Miralax a couple of days to that clear protein just to, make sure that my colon was pulling in enough water to make sure that everything stayed well hydrated and moving efficiently through my digestive tract. So yeah, so like I said, other than maybe like one night or so of nausea, I think, nothing out of the ordinary, seemed pretty good. The worst side effect that I am experiencing right now is the extreme hair loss, and it continues. And every time I wash my hair, I almost want to cry. It's really, really bad. So I don't think I want to talk about it anymore because yeah, it's making me pretty upset. So anyway, let's get into the numbers because I know that's what a lot of you want to know. So as a reminder, or for those of you who are new, I started this journey at 183.8. Last week, I weighed in at 140.2. And today, or I should say yesterday, I weighed in at 138.8. I had to think about that for a second. So last week I had a loss of 1.4 pounds. And now through yesterday, so at the end of 19 weeks, I have lost a total of 45 pounds, which, yeah, I'm very proud of. I honestly can't really remember the last time I was in the 130s. I think the last time I was in the 130s was actually when I had horrible postpartum depression after I had the twins. And it was a very, very dark time in my life. I would never, ever want to go back to that. And I essentially didn't eat for 2 weeks. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, like I basically would eat like half a banana, and that was about all I would eat during the day. It was not good. It was not healthy. I wasn't trying not to eat. It was just, I was so severely in postpartum depression that I had no appetite. It was not there. And I feel like maybe I got down to maybe like 133 or something like that, but it was very short-lived, right? Because I mean, I feel like I lost like 10 pounds in a 2-week period. It was ridiculous. It was crazy. So yeah, wouldn't want to get down to that. But yeah, it kind of feels good, like I said, to be in the 130s. I honestly cannot remember the last time I was in the 130s. Maybe high school. I don't even know if I weighed that in high school, to be perfectly honest. Like I definitely weighed that in middle school because I started my very, very first diet. I know I'm going on a tangent here, but my very, very first diet that I went on, I was 13 years old, and I think I weighed 133 actually when I started that diet. Now, granted, I probably still had maybe like an inch and a half to grow. I think I was maybe like around 5'5"-ish at that time. But still, as most of us do, when we look back at our pictures of ourselves from back when we were younger, when we thought we were so fat, and we look at pictures of ourselves and we're like, I would die. I would give anything to look like that again. Like how I just recently talked about body dysmorphia, and that's a perfect example of it. If you missed that video, I will have that linked in the cards for you as well, because I think it's a good one, and I got some great comments for those of you. So for those of you who watched that video and commented on it about your own struggles with body dysmorphia and how you're feeling currently, how you felt in the past. I really, really appreciate that. I think that it's really helpful for other people to talk about it too. So anyway, my point is I'm happy with the weight loss, but 1.4, I think now we are really at a point where I am, like I said, 45 pounds down, where it needs to severely taper off. So I'm hoping, like I said, moving to 2.5 will help me do that. So a couple of non-scale victories. One of these actually came and was sort of generated by a question that I got on my other channel, where a subscriber asked me if I found, now that I've lost weight, whether I either like or dislike maybe some of my bags. And for those of you who don't know, my other channel is more about fashion and luxury, specifically luxury handbags and things like that. So whether, losing weight changed my opinion, I guess, on any of my bags or anything like that. And the one thing that I responded to her with, and I'm actually going to do a whole video on this on my other channel, is that my crossbody bags now just hit me in a place where I really am comfortable with them. There were some bags that I had that were fine, but then there were some crossbody bags where they just hit me a little bit higher than I really would have liked. And so now, after losing weight, they're hitting me a little bit lower on my hip. I like my crossbody bags to hit me basically right at my hip bone. And, some of them maybe were hitting more at kind of like my natural waist, or sort of somewhere in between there and my hip bone. And now they're hitting me more at my hip bone. Now, the downside, I have to say, to losing weight is that it's funny. I used to hear people talk about this, about, when you wear a crossbody, it's uncomfortable because it's especially a chain or something, and it's hitting on my collarbone, and it's uncomfortable. Or this one is comfortable because it's got a leather break in it, so it's comfortable on my collarbone. And I hadn't ever really kind of experienced that or thought about it or whatever, but now I have to say there are some bags that I do wear where I'm like, oh gosh, and I find myself sort of shifting if there is a leather piece on it, kind of like pulling it a little forward so it's hitting more on my collarbone. So I guess that's the downside, is now my collarbones there's not anything really extra covering them. So some of my bags are a little more uncomfortable. I like where they hit, but they're uncomfortable on my collarbone, so kind of a trade-off. The other non-scale victory, and maybe this is just a me thing, but for some reason I have always been really intrigued, or I don't want to say maybe envious, I don't know, but how some women, when they cross their leg, they can actually tuck their foot under, behind the leg that they're crossing. Does anyone understand what I'm saying here? Hopefully. Anyway, I can now, I wouldn't say super easily do it. I mean, it's not just fling it around kind of thing, but I can absolutely do it. And that just, I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one who thinks that's a non-scale victory, but for me it is. So I did mention that I did a second Pilates class, and I really enjoyed it. I just did it yesterday, so I'm kind of sort of waiting to see how, if I have any super soreness, because I did take, I guess, sort of kind of the normal level one, and see if my body was super sore afterwards. But I did really enjoy it, so I do think that I am going to sign up for a membership. I think I'm going to start with 4 classes per month, which essentially is 1 class a week, just because I still do want the majority of my workouts to be strength training. So I kind of like the 3-in-1 type of situation. So yeah, but I really, really enjoyed it. And it's just something a little bit different, right? It gets me out of my, gym that we have here in the building. And like I said, just gives me a little something different, and definitely focuses on core, which I don't get a ton of with my other workouts. Yeah, I like it, and yeah, I was really enjoying it. So I think that I will probably sign up, yeah, maybe next week and book some classes. They do fill up really fast, so I did find that. I was able to get in the one yesterday because they had a cancellation and I was on the wait list. So very excited about continuing my Pilates journey. Quickly, let's talk about my goals for next week. So I really want to focus on my calories. I was really not pleased with myself in regards to the calorie count that I had. So I really want to focus, and like I said, I'm hoping that maybe going back down to 2.5 will give me a little more appetite and allow me to eat more food. So I really would love to hit at least 1,200 calories. Let's say this, hit 1,200 calories at least 3 days, have another 3 days that are at least 1,100 calories, and then I'll give myself 1 day of grace, perhaps. And then protein, I really would like all of them to be back in the at least good and really more on the great side. So let's go with, I would like 5 days of great and 2 days of good as far as protein is concerned. And you know, my same exercise, but that one seems to be pretty consistent that I'm hitting that goal. So not necessarily that we have to make it a goal, because I think, you know, it'll be fine. But anyway, those are my goals for this week. Let me know in the comments below, what are your goals for this week as far as your health journey? And, you know, it doesn't have to be related to weight loss, but maybe it's just, you know, getting 10,000 steps in, or whatever your step goal is, or maybe it's to drink more water or something like that. Something health related. Let me know in the comments below. So that's it. That is the recap of week 19 on my health weight loss journey. Let me know in the comments below, how is your journey going? Like I said, you don't have to be on a GLP-1 medication. Just if you are on some kind of health journey, I would love to know how you are doing. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It does help the YouTube algorithm. And I would love to see you back here. So please click the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you know when I upload videos. I don't have like a super set schedule on this particular channel, so that'll help you know when I upload videos. It will also give you insight into, or viewing ability to, my community tab. So if you're not subscribed to somebody's YouTube channel, you don't see their community tab posts. And you know, I do occasionally post there about updates on things, about, I am gonna try to do a live stream coming up soon, so I'll put information about that there. So make sure you're subscribed so you get to see those posts. And if you want to keep on watching these types of videos, there'll be another one over here in the corner that you can click on to watch. And remember, kindness and hate spread the same. The choice is yours. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.